You know that feeling? When your phone rings and your stomach just drops? That little spike of anxiety when you see an incoming call, or you know you have to make one yourself? Well, today, we're diving into exactly that. These are the silent signals of phone call anxiety.
So, does this sound familiar? That sudden jolt, that feeling of nervousness, your pulse quickening, and all of it just from your ringtone? If you're nodding along right now, you are definitely not alone. It's a surprisingly common feeling in our world where we're, always connected, but not always ready to actually talk.
Okay, so that very specific feeling of dread, it actually has a name. And sometimes, just being able to put a name to what you're experiencing can be a huge first step in getting a handle on it. It's called telephonophobia. And let's really pay attention to those words intense and irrational. This isn't just, not liking phone calls. This is a real, genuine fear that can feel totally overwhelming, even when you logically know the call is probably no big deal. Realizing it's a recognized phobia? That's a game changer for a lot of people. All right, so if it's a real phobia, where does it even come from? It's not like it just pops up out of thin air. There are some very real and pretty understandable reasons why something as simple as a phone call can feel so incredibly daunting. Let's get into it. So first up, that fear of being judged, it is huge. Think about it. On the phone, all the nonverbal cues are gone. No body language, no facial expressions. All the focus is just on your voice and your words, which can feel like you're on stage. And sometimes all it takes is one really bad experience, a super embarrassing moment, or a call where you got bad news to create this lasting fear. And of course, a lot of the time, this is tied to something bigger, like social anxiety or just a lack of self-confidence.
Okay, so we know what it is and some of the reasons why it happens, but what does it actually feel like in the moment? And how does that feeling kind of ripple out and affect your daily life? Well, it's like a cascade, and it starts way before anyone even says hello. It pretty much always begins right here, with this intense, almost overwhelming sense of nervousness before you've even picked up the phone or dialed the number. That anticipation, that waiting, that can honestly be the most paralyzing part.
And then your body gets in on the action. This is not just in your head. Your palms might get sweaty, maybe your hands start to tremble a bit, your voice could even feel shaky. It's a powerful physical response because your brain is telling your body that there's a threat. And it can all build up to this, a racing heart. Your body's fight or flight response just kicks right in, treating a simple phone call like it's a genuine danger. It's a really powerful reaction, and it's completely involuntary. And here's the thing. Because those symptoms are so awful, the most natural response is to just avoid the trigger, right? Just don't make the call. But avoiding calls has real-world consequences. It can seriously impact your job or your schoolwork, and it can put a real strain on relationships with friends and family who just don't get why you can't pick up the phone.
And listen, this is the most important part of this whole thing. This is not a life sentence. It doesn't have to be this way forever. There are concrete, really effective ways to manage this anxiety and turn the phone back into a tool, not a trigger.
So the path forward usually involves a few key steps. Therapy can be incredibly helpful, especially something called cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. It basically helps you catch and reframe all those negative thoughts that fuel the fear. That's often paired with gradual exposure. You start small, maybe just leaving a voicemail, and slowly work your way up. You can also practice literally scripting out what you want to say. And finally, learning relaxation techniques, like deep breathing, gives you something to do in the moment to calm your body down when the anxiety hits.
At the end of the day, it's not about just getting over it. It's about finding the right kind of support. Because like this says, with that support, gaining confidence and actually reducing that anxiety is absolutely possible.
So I'll just leave you with this one question. Just imagine it for a second. What if the next time your phone rang, instead of that feeling of dread, you just felt capable? Maybe not thrilled, but calm and in control. That's a powerful thought, and you know what? It's an achievable one.